Hey guys, it's Sabrina, and I'm hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
Twice in the same week.
Yes.
I feel like we should just be officially best friends.
Yeah, I know. We're just, yeah.
Performance today, the fans went crazy. What was your favorite part?
I think my favorite part was probably getting to see everybody, because you never know the reactions, and obviously there's lots of different age groups that come out, and that always surprises me. There's people that are smaller than me and taller than me, and it's always fun to meet new people.
Very cool. Now, I was excited to see your set, obviously, but I was really excited to see Radioactive. I loved the way that you did that rendition. What made you pick that song?
I really wanted to do something different because, a lot of, the music from the EP is very much, it's a little bit more like slow, but it's a little bit kind of like Colby Calais, Sarah Bareilles, and I wanted to do something that could show a little different side of, my voice and me. And so when I decided to make that kind of my own and also put my new style into it, I just thought it'd be a cool idea. And then we did it, and it was like we did it so spur of the moment, because when we first recorded it, it was like we practiced it once and then we just did it. So it was really cool to be able to do it live.
Cool. I mean, I already liked the way that you did it, but as soon as you hit those high notes, I was like, oh, sold.
So
She can sing.
Oh, thank you.
So how did you learn how to sing? How did this all happen for you?
Well, I mean, it's kind of just something that was always a part of me singing. It's never something I really learned. Obviously, I got lessons when I was about 6 years old, but I'd say when I started talking, I started singing. And I worked with different vocal coaches because I've moved from Pennsylvania to California now. And just these past couple months and years, I've gotten to meet so many new people that have helped me develop myself and my voice, and it's been a great experience.
Cool. And you were mentioning earlier with your voice and how you were trying to figure out different sounds with that. When you look on iTunes, for example, for the EP, it says obviously pop rock.
Yeah.
But there's times when I'm listening to, especially tonight or today, you're singing, and I have like this country feel coming out of your voice.
Honestly, when I was much younger, and I'm still young, but when I was like little, I would sing a lot of Carrie Underwood, and I loved Carrie Underwood. And I think so I always took a little bit of inspiration from her. I always have that twang still in my voice sometimes, but it was never like, because there's so many different genres of music, and I'm in love with so many different ones that it was like, that's why with my EP, when I did Middle of Starting Over, that's more folk pop. And then, Best Thing That I Got is a little bit more like pop. And then, we have White Flag, which is a great ballad. And then, what's the last one? I can't believe I got for trying.
Really? That's the single right now, guys.
It's a single. See, I've sang it so many times. It's just, okay. Anyways, yeah. that answers that. Oh gosh.
So moving forward for the upcoming album, since you've tested various genres with that EP, what can we expect for this debut album?
You can expect just more of myself growing. I think through this album I've definitely grown, because from the beginning of recording the album I can definitely tell the difference between my voice, even my lyrics, and my music and style, and I've gotten to try new things and branch out a little bit. But the best part is that it always comes back to like every single piece of the puzzle, it fits together. I find that with my music, nothing's too far out or different from each other, but they are not all the same. They always come together very well, and I'm very excited and proud of that.
Okay. And then you being in the studio or even just writing a piece of music, what comes first, like lyrics or the melody, or?
I think the theme comes first for me, because I go into the studio and I'm like, all right guys, what happened to you today? Because usually nothing happens to me, so I'm just like, I draw inspiration from others. But if something does happen to me, or if I thought of something weeks before, I usually write that down in my notes, and then I pull out those, and I can think of either let's write an upbeat song, let's write a slower song, and then we just kind of go from there.
Okay. And today you debuted a new song.
Yes.
That's off the album.
Yes.
It's a nice little piano song over
Yes.
there. So are you very familiar with a lot of instruments, or is piano like one of your main things?
I took piano lessons when I was about 7 years old, and then I started guitar maybe a year and a half or 2 years later. And it was one of those things where it's because I moved that I had to stop doing those when I came out here. But I'd always had appreciation for guitar and piano, so I was excited when I wrote this song, because it was just a very simple yet beautiful piano part that I'm able to play live, and I'm excited that I can show that to people.
And what can you tell us about the song specifically?
The song specifically is a song that I wrote with a man named John.
And it's called?
It's called Too Young. and I just drew inspiration from, being the age that I am, and a lot of people say that you're too young to do this, you're too young to do that. And there obviously is a lot of things that you are too young to do, but, me and myself, I've always been, a responsible kid. My mom says that. Shout out. Okay. So I think they've always trusted me to be able to take risks and do things that I know that, I'm not too young to do. And so I think it just drew inspiration from that, and it's definitely an inspiring song.
Now, speaking of being too young, your upcoming single, the title of it, it seems like you've been around for a while, middle of starting over.
Yes.
So, I mean, what's the idea behind that song?
Oh, middle of starting over. It definitely related to me when I first heard it, because I was in the middle of starting over in California, and I think that was the best part about it. And it's a perfectly great song for my age. It's not too young, it's not too old, and I always find myself singing it in my head, but it's just, the message just is so inspiring. It's like when one door closes, another door opens, and no matter where you are, even if you do have to start over, you're always going to find your way. And because I did that, and now I have found my way in California. I mean, the traffic's hard, but besides that, it's good. Yeah.
You'll get like a private jet soon.
Oh, all right, sure. Let's bet on that.
So with starting a new TV show, and now you're still working on your album, how much has this TV show, or even the fans on this TV show, inspired any writing on this record?
Well, even the fans, but also the cast members, have definitely inspired, because I've learned so much about just growing up, because our show is about growing up. So a lot of the episodes have taught me a lot about that. And, our executive producer and our writers and our cast and our crew, they've taught me so much, and they've inspired me to, write some of these songs. I actually wrote a song on the album that was inspired by Rowan, who is my co-star on the show. So, it's never a day where they don't teach me something new. So I'm really grateful for that.
Now, where are you at today as far as the record?
As far as well, I'm done. On my part, I finished. I finished a couple days ago. I recorded the last thing that I needed to do, but now it's on everybody else's part. They gotta finish, so.
So this record is gonna have how many tracks on it?
The record, I think it has 12 or 13. Okay. Yeah, I think it has 13.
And how many songs did you actually write and had to throw away?
I believe I wrote 4. Okay. Yeah, 4 on the album. Nice. Yeah.
Now, any release date or titles for this record?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. No, no, I don't. I don't have a title, and I don't have a release date. But I know that it comes out in the fall, okay. And I know that you'll know the title soon.
And when working on this record, what's one of your favorite things about being in the studio or writing?
My favorite thing about being in the studio is really just meeting new people and getting to express myself to them, and the fact that they've, it's so crazy. You meet these people the first day, and they just take you in, and they take your personality in, and you're just able to write a great song with them. And some days are easier than others, but it's really a proud, accomplishing feeling when you can finish a whole song. Today
you had a show, and the performance seemed like you've been performing for a while. It didn't seem like you were nervous up there or anything. So any plans for any more shows coming up in LA or in the States, or maybe a tour?
Well, I'm hoping to do some touring next summer or next year, but I know that I have a 3-stop tour in Canada coming up this August, so I'm very excited to go there. And then I have a show in Ohio, and we're just kind of moving. I've just been traveling. It's been crazy, but I'm very excited to do more.
Well, and lastly, how are you balancing acting and performing?
That's easy. See, I just wake up, and if I have to sing that day, I'll do that, and I'll get in that zone. If I have to act, then I'll get in that zone. Usually I don't do both on the same day. If I do, then that's a miracle, and I'll figure that out when I get to it. But so far it's been pretty easy to balance both, because they're totally different, and I just have a passion for both of them. So
now, aside from the record and aside from the show that's going on right now, what can we expect from you for the remainder of the year?
The remainder of the year, anyways, just a lot more, music. There's videos coming out. There's lots of, appearances. I've done some photo shoots and videos. There's been some lyric videos and music videos that I'll be doing. So it's just nonstop. There's a movie. There's a movie. In October, there's a movie I did a couple years ago called Horns. It's coming out in theaters with Daniel Radcliffe, so I was really excited to do that.
You just posted about that recently.
I did. I know, and now it's all coming back.
So you're doing projects and you forget about, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh wait.
I just keep moving. Adrenaline.
Well, thanks for hanging out with me. I'm glad
very
that we
much.
can hang out twice in the same week. Maybe a third time in a couple days. I don't know. Who knows?
Who knows?
Anything you want to say to the fans out there? They were going crazy downstairs.
That was crazy. Thank you guys so much for supporting me and everything I do. I'm really excited for you guys to hear the album and just hang there with me. I love you guys.